You're standing in front of an open refrigerator, or scrolling a streaming service with 10,000 shows, or staring at a menu so long it practically needs its own table of contents, and somehow, surrounded by endless options, you feel a small, strange misery. You were promised that more choice would set you free, that more options meant more freedom, and that more freedom meant more happiness. But somewhere, something went wrong. Because past a certain point, more choices do not make us happier at all. They make us anxious and paralyzed and quietly dissatisfied. This is the paradox of choice, and it is shaping your life far more than you realize. For almost all of human history, choice was scarce. You ate whatever grew nearby. You did the work your parents had done. You married someone from your own small village. Then the modern world arrived, and it exploded the menu. Now there are hundreds of cereals, thousands of careers, millions of potential partners, a single swipe away. And we came to believe something that feels obviously, undeniably true, that more options simply must be better, that a world with more choice is a better world. It is the core promise of modern freedom. But when psychologists actually went and measured it, that promise began to fall apart. In one now famous study, researchers set up a tasting booth inside a grocery store. On some days, they offered 6 different jams. On other days, they offered 24. The big display, with 24 jams, drew far more curious people over to look. More choice, more attention. So far, exactly as you would expect. But then came the twist. Of the people who saw just 6 jams, 30% went on to buy one. Of the people who saw 24, only 3% did. The larger selection pulled people in and then quietly paralyzed them. Faced with too much, the overwhelming majority simply walked away with nothing at all. This is the first hidden cost of too much choice: paralysis. When the options multiply, the decision gets heavier, not lighter. Every choice now demands more research, more comparison, and more fear of getting it wrong. So we freeze, we put it off, we keep the browser tab open for weeks. We tell ourselves that we will simply decide later, and this same effect shows up in the most serious decisions too. When companies offer their employees more retirement fund options, fewer employees sign up at all. Faced with too many paths, people often choose none of them. The freedom to choose anything can quietly curdle into the inability to choose something. But let us say you push through and you finally do choose. Here comes the second hidden cost: regret. With only 6 options, the roads not taken are few. But with 24, you have just rejected 23 alternatives, and your mind cannot help but wonder about every one of them. What if the next one would have been better? Each unchosen option becomes a small ghost, quietly whispering that you might have done better. Economists call this opportunity cost, and the more options you started with, the louder those ghosts become. So even a genuinely good choice begins to feel like a disappointment, simply because of everything you had to give up to make it. There is a third, sneakier cost. With endless options laid out before us, our expectations quietly inflate. When you can choose from absolutely everything, you begin to believe that somewhere out there must be the perfect option, the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect apartment. And so anything that is merely good starts to feel like a failure. A generation ago, a decent meal was a simple delight. Today, with 1,000 reviews glowing at our fingertips, that same decent meal feels like a mistake we should have known to avoid. The bar keeps rising, and rising until nothing can clear it. The perfect becomes the sworn enemy of the genuinely good. And the fourth cost is the cruelest of them all: self-blame. When you only had a few options and things went wrong, you could shrug it off. There was not much you could have done differently. But when the options were endless and you still ended up unhappy, there is no one left to blame but yourself. With infinite choice comes infinite responsibility. You had every possibility in the world available to you, and you still somehow got it wrong. Psychologists have linked this crushing weight to rising anxiety and even to depression across the modern world. The dazzling promise of unlimited choice came with a hidden bill, and it is your own peace of mind that quietly pays it. So who survives the age of endless options, and who drowns in it? Psychologists describe two very different kinds of people: maximizers and satisficers. A maximizer needs to find the very best. They research every option, compare every review, and quietly agonize that something better might still be out there. A satisficer lives by a different rule. They decide in advance what is good enough, and the moment they find it, they choose it, and they stop looking. And here's the punchline: maximizers often do make slightly better choices on paper, and they are reliably less happy with them. The people chasing the best outcomes feel the worst. The people willing to accept good enough feel free. Which points us toward a strange and genuinely liberating truth. Real freedom is not having every option open forever. It is being able to close most of them and feel completely at peace. Constraints, the very thing we spend our lives trying to escape, are often exactly what set us free. This is why people build routines and make rules and commit. The artist who limits their palette and paints something beautiful. The person who finally deletes the dating apps and chooses one. The writer who faces a single blank page far more easily than an infinite one. By choosing your constraints on purpose, you spend less of your life choosing and more of it actually living. Less chosen well is more. So the next time you feel that quiet panic rising in front of too many options, remember what is really happening. It is not that you cannot find the right choice. It is that the sheer number of choices has become the problem itself. Happiness was never waiting at the end of the longest possible menu. It is found in choosing something good and then having the quiet courage to close the rest and be content with it. The goal was never to keep every single door open. It is to walk through one and to call it home. So let me leave you with this. In a world built to keep you endlessly choosing, what would it feel like to finally, truly decide? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more ideas that quietly change how you live, subscribe to First Principles Talk. We're just getting started.